Hi, my name's Melinda Coletta. This is my husband, Phil Griffin. Together we're Professor Chef, and we are teaching class in the beautiful Wicked Tulips field. We've never done this before.
Nope, first time we've been out in the field.
Yeah, that's a dad joke. It was bad. So today we're going to make a salad with tulip petals.
Yeah.
And we're going to be making a raspberry
Vinaigrette.
Okay.
Okay. So you got some fresh raspberries. What we're going to do is we want to get these going. So we're going to do something what they call macerate them. We're going to put a little bit of sugar in there.
How much sugar is that?
That was 1 tablespoon.
How do you know?
Because I know. That's my superpower.
Oh, that's your superpower.
I can measure anything from 1/8 of a teaspoon to 1/3 of a cup in my palm of my hand.
Wow, that's why.
You know why I do that?
Because so I don't have to wash more dishes.
More dishes, that's
okay.
right.
So he's gonna.
I'm gonna smush
mash
these.
them or smush them. This is great for the kids. They could do this.
And because we're smushing them, we're loosening up the juice. And with the sugar, it's going to help draw out some liquid. And we're going to use this in our salad dressing.
That looks good, Phil.
A little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah, sorry. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's already starting to get liquid in there. And the longer we let this sit, the more liquid it would become.
Okay.
All right.
You could do this with strawberries and blueberries.
Strawberries,
as well.
blueberries, even apples. You can't mash it up as much.
Right.
But if you put sugar in any type of fruit, it will what they call macerate.
Okay.
Okay.
So leave that for a
So
second.
we'll leave that there. Now we're going to make the rest of the salad dressing. Okay. We're going to put it in a mason jar because it makes life a lot easier. We're making a vinaigrette versus making the creamy Italian, what they call emulsified dressing. Emulsified dressing, everything is held together, where a vinaigrette, you have to shake it up to make it all work. Okay. Let's talk about olive oil. That's your gig.
This is my gig. So there's a lot of fraud going on right now. Well, it's been going on for years with olive oil. So a lot of times something will say extra virgin olive oil. It probably isn't, okay? However, California Olive Ranch is consistently tested by UC Davis, which is our food police, University of California at Davis. And they test this olive oil, and if it says extra virgin, it is extra virgin. So we can't say that about any other brand that we're aware of, but this is great olive oil.
So what you also should have mentioned too is when we cook, or when we're in the kitchen, we have 3 different types of olive oil. We have one type that we use for frying and cooking, and that's just a cheap olive oil that when we add heat to it,
Inexpensive. Sounds better.
When we add heat to it, we're not going to miss any of the peppery notes or the sweet, the other tones that you might get in a good olive oil. Then we have a really expensive olive oil that we turn and we finish with it.
Drizzle. But this is the mid-grade olive oil.
And that's a decent olive oil.
It's great. It's awesome.
Right, so vinaigrette, so we have our oil. Now we're going to add some vinegar. We are using a white balsamic vinegar. We chose white versus red because we want the color of the petals and
the
raspberries and everything else to show through. We didn't want to mask it with that dark color of a regular balsamic. And this is one of those flavored ones. This has got honey and ginger in it, so it's actually really going to go really well with the dressing. So we're going to put some of that in there.
So you can get these at, olive oil tasting stores. Our favorite happens to be Olive de Mundo on Hope Street in Providence.
So, and what's nice about doing this in a mason jar, you already have marks in here, so you can already pre-measure as you go along. Yeah. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out. But I'm lazy, so I can do anything that's easy.
But do you ever really measure anything?
Up here I do.
Okay.
That's my superpower.
That's his other superpower. Okay.
Oops.
I got it. Go ahead, keep going.
All right, so now we're going to add some honey, and I'm going to put in a little bit of ginger too, because we are making with this honey ginger. This is fresh ginger. I'm going to grate it right in. In this, I did not peel it. You don't have to peel it.
Yeah, people get all sort of caught up with peeling the ginger. You don't have to. And the other thing you don't have to peel is kiwis. I eat the skin.
So where do we get this honey from?
Oh, that came from a very special place.
Yeah.
Very special. So always use local honey and know your beekeeper.
I really know my beekeeper.
Because?
I married her.
Yeah. So I am a beekeeper.
This is Professor Chef Honey.
He's a beehaver, which means I work the hives. Anyway, listen.
All right, so now we're going to take this. You could probably let it go a little bit longer, but for the sake of time, we're going to put it in.
I can smell it. I can actually smell all the red raspberries right now. smells good.
Okay.
And once again, for the kiddos, lock it up.
Kiddos.
Yeah.
How about adults?
Well, you are a kid.
I can have fun and shake it all up, baby.
You're not G&G in the dancing machine, okay?
No. All right.
So,
go ahead.
well, do we get to taste the petals?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Okay. So then we made the salad dressing. Let that sit and let all the flavors meld together. We can shake it up a little bit later.
Okay.
All right. So I have done this before, and it's really fun. Every petal that you try, color-wise, tastes differently.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to try to do is, you don't want to go to the real center a lot of times because you get the little bit of the pollen buds in there. That can be a little bit strong.
Anytime you have pollen in something, and as a beekeeper, I do sometimes collect pollen, and we can sprinkle it on something. You can't use too much. You can use way too much of it, so it has to be sparing because it does burn way up in the back of your palate. What color did you have?
I had the pinkish one.
The pinkish one. What did it taste like?
Very mild.
Okay.
Nice and grassy.
Grassy.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the red. Look at the colors of these. Come
They're
on.
beautiful. These are so much better than those silly tulips you buy in the grocery store. These are just...
So all you He-Man boys out there,
Yeah.
when you go picking tulips with your parents, freak
You
them
can
out and eat
have
a
a
tulip.
snack. But not here. Yeah?
The red is a lot sweeter.
A lot sweeter? Okay.
If I remember correctly, the really dark colors were peppery.
Okay. That might be right.
Darker in flavor, stronger in flavor.
Stronger in flavor, okay.
Not getting,
Too much of a...
not too much of a pepper, but sometimes you get a little bit of the pepper in the
Afterburn.
back.
Yep.
All right, so we tried that. We're gonna try the light purple.
And I think you haven't tried the yellow either. But
No, I'm gonna try the yellow. Yeah.
maybe you would share with me. Thank you.
Let's share.
Oh, this is sweet.
Mm.
Oh, it's like, this one's like Boston bib lettuce.
This is almost, the yellow is almost like a butterhead
Oh
lettuce
my
too.
God, that's so flipping good.
The yellow is tasty.
Okay. All right, so let's
Put some in.
put them in, make it look pretty. Add some dressing. Oh my God, I can't get over how sweet that is. Who thought you can eat tulips? Like when Carrie Ann and Yorn,
It's pretty wicked.
oh, that's another bad dad show. But when we met Carrie Ann and Yorn, about 4 or 5 years ago, when they first started this wonderful, wonderful thing, they took us for a tour through the tulip field, and we're just like picking all the different colors and eating them. And it was just like, this doesn't make sense, but this is really good stuff.
And when we were choosing the menu items today, we didn't want, the salad was an obvious choice, but we didn't want to do anything that was overly strong. We wanted the flavors of the tulips to
come
work.
through.
So we're using some mixed greens in here. We got that at Urban Greens today.
It looks so pretty. I mean, imagine that for Mother's Day, you know?
Well, when's Mother's Day?
Next weekend, I think. I don't
Yeah, it
know.
is. I know it is.
I forget.
Right. I think that looks
I
good.
think that looks pretty. All right.
I'm gonna take actually, I can use my hands. I'm gonna just toss it around. Now we have two choices here. We can mix the salad dressing with the salad and serve it.
Yeah.
But because we have such nice tulips and everything else like that, we're gonna drizzle it over the top. I'm coming out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
When I eat salads, because I don't eat healthy, I put a lot of dressing on it. So this one here, we don't want to do that. I want to taste everything that we have.
Okay, so is this what you want?
Yeah. So what we did was, just to make it
Boston
stand
bib.
up, Boston bib. And I chose this again because it's a nice mild lettuce. And put the salad on there.
Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Huh?
Did you think I could ever pull something like this off?
No. Last night you did a nice job plating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shake it up again.
Shake it up.
I have a ladle over there, please?
Here you go.
Drizzle it over the top.
Oh, that looks pretty because you can see a little. The raspberry vinaigrette has taken on a little bit of that color.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yep. And you got a little, some raspberry droplets in there. So, oh, a little bit more.
On the top, yeah.
Excellent. Nice. Beautiful. So that works.
Right.
I'm going to put a nice little napkin with it.
Who's going to taste it?
And, who's going to taste it? I think there's a beautiful woman in a pink shirt sitting over there.
All right. So,
So-
we got to do this social distancing wise. Put it on the corner of the table. We'll back up, and she can come and grab it. How's that sound?
There you go.
All right, back up.
Carrie Ann. We're backing up. Social distancing. There you go.
Thank you guys.
We can't cook with a
Oh my
mask on.
gosh, this is beautiful.
But does it taste good?
Let's see. I don't even know where to start.
I would start with,
With
the
the two-
yeah.
yeah.
I would start with the purple
this
one.
part has all that raspberry in it.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you're a lefty?
uh-huh.
Oh, so am I.
Oh, it's excellent.
We're the only people in our right minds here.
Whenever I'm doing dressings, I always end up putting like too much vinegar or too much olive oil.
So,
How do you?
so my guide is I do 2 parts oil to 1 part acid.
Yeah.
2 parts to 1.
Yeah.
It's a nice, easy thing to remember.
It's an easy ratio.
Yeah.
2 to 1.
Okay, yeah, it's just like oatmeal. I remember oatmeal.
Okay, you remember.
That's 1 part oats to 2 parts liquid.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna back up.
Okay.
All right.
I'm taking this with me though.
All
No,
right.
please.
So we got one more.
One more thing that we're going to take to almost completion.
Yeah.
So I might have made a mistake.
Oh my God, we got that on film.
We were going to fry the tulip leaves.
We were gonna make tulip tempura.
We are going to make the tulip tempura.
Right.
The problem is that the propane I brought must have been all the way open, and when we got here, there's no
Gas
propane,
left. So
so we can't fry it.
we're gonna bring it home.
And we might be a good idea because we're sitting in a lot of hay,
Yeah,
and we don't need things to go
No,
up in smoke.
we don't. But
We're
anyway.
not pink. What's that? Deep purple. Smoke on the water?
No.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
I got
So we're gonna start with
So in here we have flour and cornstarch. So again, I like try to keep things on a minimalized basis. Tempura should be nice and light, and they recommend using pastry flour or cake flour. If you don't have that, to lighten it up, we mix some cornstarch in here. So we have flour and cornstarch. So that goes right in here. All right. To that, I need that back, please, because that's my measuring device.
oh, that's true. This is a 1 cup container.
So we're going to put in a little bit of cold water, ice cold water. That's the secret. That's for the dipping sauce. I need the egg whites, please.
Oh, there we go.
So we're going to add a little bit of cold water. We're going to add 2 egg whites. Talk about the eggs.
So,
Well, during this
pandemic.
getting eggs is difficult.
Yeah, we've been having a hard time getting eggs, and we go through about 4 dozen eggs a week.
Well, only
and-
2 now.
Yeah. And the town of North Providence and all their infinite wisdom made us get rid of our chickens. So we went to Stamp Egg Farm and bought their eggs. And my bad, we should have been buying them all along. If you can go to a local purveyor, or if you get somebody on your street that's selling eggs for $4 a dozen, I can trust you. Trust me, they're worth $8 a dozen. They're such a different egg, and they're a double egg. When you go to the grocery store, all the ones you see are grade A, grade A, grade A. A double A egg, the egg yolk is way, way, way up on the top, and the albumin or the white is really, really tight. And they taste better. They're fresher. They're just real, real good stuff. And we are the only country in the world that refrigerates our eggs, and the reason that we refrigerate them is because we love to poison our food in this country. So when chicken lays an egg, the last thing that happens in the egg laying process is a bloom is put around the egg, which I like to call saran wrap. Now, every single egg in this country has to be go through a chemical bath to wash that bloom off. So the salmonella lives on the outside of that egg. Once you take the bloom off, salmonella is being forced into the egg because the egg is porous. The eggshell is porous. That's why we have to refrigerate our eggs, because the salmonella is not only on the outside of the egg, it is now on the inside of the egg. So,
Okay.
am I good?
You're good.
Okay.
All right, so the batter's been made. There's different recipes. If you want to spice it up a little bit, ice cold vodka. Some of you guys, you'll keep ice cold vodka in your freezer, so that would actually be a nice thing to put in here. So that batter looks really good.
But what would it do? It's like colorless, odorless, and tasteless.
Yeah, but you're cooking with booze.
Oh, Phil has a rule. He has to cook with heavy cream and booze. So
All right, so we're gonna let that sit. Talk about batter and letting it sit.
whenever we make a batter for, like, let's say a clam cake, or in this, what we're doing today is a tempura, give that batter a second or 15 minutes to sit and allow the water to go into the flour. I promise you, it makes all the difference in a pancake or a clam cake. And my crepe recipe, 2 hours minimum in the fridge waiting to be used.
Get your salt too.
And for you people who don't think you can make a crepe, guess what? The French, you know what they do? They give it fancy names so you think you can't cook it. A crepe is a pancake with no leavening.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the dipping sauce that goes with this. This is gonna be a soy, honey, ginger sauce. So you can see the theme tonight. Just honey and ginger is the common denominator.
Well, and bees love
Flowers.
flowers. They don't necessarily need to pollinate the tulips, but they do go to them.
All right, so that's a little bit of soy. We don't use the typical Kikkoman soy sauce. This is actually a mushroom-based soy sauce.
So we find that the Kikkoman and the Lachoy are way too salty and don't have enough flavor. This stuff has flavor, and you can get it at any Chinese market or Laotian, Vietnamese.
Again, a little bit more honey.
My girls work hard for the honey.
Is that supposed to be a punt for a song?
Yeah.
That is bad as my jokes.
Yep.
A little bit of sesame seed. We would try to toast these because that would add a little bit more flavor, but obviously our propane is not working, so we can't toast.
So the other thing too is, I don't know if people realize this, but sesame seeds come in colors, and this is black sesame seeds.
And there is a difference.
They do taste differently. I just threw that in there. I don't
Because you could.
Because I could. But anyway, black sesame seeds, white sesame seeds, they are a little bit different tasting, but they make things look pretty.
And we're going to put some fresh ginger in there again. All right. And again, take the ginger and just grate it right in.
Once again, don't have to peel it. And we use this microplaner for a lot of things. We don't believe in unitaskers in the kitchen, with the exception of the fire extinguisher and his garlic roller, which is another lesson. But we do, we grate ginger on this, nutmeg, cheese. It's a great tool.
So we're going to taste this. And that's so light.
You
Oh, the
happy?
honey and the ginger, yeah. It's
You
so.
happy? Happy? Can I taste it?
Yeah. I'm just going to taste it this way.
I don't even really know.
Well, that's so good. Right.
No, that is nice.
So
Very
the
nice.
next step would be to take the tempura batter, and we'll show this to you.
We're gonna go home and we're gonna fry them, and then we'll tag it on to this post or whatever.
So if they're relatively, these are really dry. If they were a little bit damp, you would dredge them in some more flour and cornstarch, drop them in there.
Actually, what about just cornstarch?
Cornstarch would work.
Yeah.
You get them
A light
light little batter,
coating.
bang it against the side.
And
Come
then
over to the oil, and you're gonna hold it here and swish it around in the hot oil. The hot oil should be around a temperature around 350, 340 degrees. And you want to hold it here and let it swig a little bit, because the tempura is going to cook a little bit. So when you let go of it, it's not going to sink to
why
the
don't
bottom.
you do it here? Because that may be.
So you do this, it's washing off, and then when the batter hooks on, and you drop it, it doesn't sink to the bottom. And that's when you're frying, you want to hold it there. And
It's a little uncomfortable because you get your hands over 350 degree oil, But trust me, if you do it like that and then let it gently go, it's better than just
Dropping it right in.
dropping it, because that's more dangerous.
We chose the tempura batter because we knew this was going to be nice and light.
Yeah.
And I got the idea from squash flowers.
Yeah.
So I said, what would be good for squash flowers? I said, tempura is really nice, and with Japanese cooking, it's
perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Also, when you're frying, straight sided, and never fill it more than halfway. A third of the way is better, because if it does bubble up, you won't have any accidents.
And minimum 325 to maximum of 350 degrees. So I think that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
So things are a little different here at Wicked Tulips because of the coronavirus. So, just they have a virtual.
You can see what's
tulip.
happening. The people coming by the cars.
Yep. And they can drive through, and then they pick up their bouquet of fresh tulips, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
And they all taste good.
They all taste good. I'm sure most people want to put them.
Yeah, I
in
know.
there.
I'm a little different.
It's just nothing's going to brighten your day more than tulips. Okay, so come on down, grab a bunch. Actually, grab two, because when you get here, you're going to want to do
Remember,
that
Sunday's Mother's Day.
next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Next Sunday. Yeah.
Melinda.
Thank you.
Sorry, Melinda. So where, if folks want to watch your live at 5, tell us a little bit about that.
So my husband and I have a business called Professor Chef, and on our Facebook page we do a live at 5 video every night. We're cooking something different, and then we take that video down and we put it over to our YouTube channel, where we have over 40 videos that you can view. And please subscribe.
And we take requests too. So
Yeah,
if
we
you want
do.
to learn how to make something, let us know.
Yeah, we've been taking requests from people.
The only thing we don't do is sushi,
Yeah.
and maybe some tofu recipes.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Greg.
But anyway. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
This is Melinda and Phil from Professor Chef with part 2 of our tulip tempura. We had a little bit of technical difficulties the other day, but we're here.
So we're back in our kitchen now.
So can I talk for a second? So I'm going to bring these up here. So we have these tulip petals, and as you can see, they're all different colors and such. But there's one I really want to point out, and it's this one, this yellow one. And if you see this right here, that's pollen, okay? And the pollen is black. Pollen comes in different colors, including blue, but I just thought that was kind of interesting to see. We try to avoid eating the pollen because it does give a little bit of a burn in the back of the throat.
So talk about what I'm doing.
So what he's doing is he's putting this in a very light tempura batter, just barely coating the petals, and see how he's getting the excess off. And then when he puts it in the oil, you take it and you put it in, you hold it for a second, go back and forth, and you're going to see all these little bubbles, and then you lay it in. So that's what he's doing here. And it's getting light and fluffy. So do you want to kind of take a tight shot of this? Get up and move so we can see. So you see how they're blowing up? It's the batter that's
You move
blowing
it back
up.
and forth because I guess it's starting to fry. So when I drop it, it doesn't sink to the bottom.
Yeah. So, and tempura is a very, very light batter, and it should be light in color. I'm tipping those over, or turning them. The best temperature to fry at is 325 to 350. That's the sweet spot. Always use a deep, straight-sided pan, and this is only filled up to about here. So you don't want the oil up here because it may splatter. So this is all safety precautions that you can take. And it's not dangerous to fry. You just got a couple of rules to follow, and you're good. So look at this. It's so different. And I promise you, these are delicious. Do you want to? We had a dipping sauce that was that we used at the farm.
There's a soy honey ginger.
Soy honey, but we're just gonna kind of eat these on their own because I did try them before and they are delish. So
Really?
it's a lot different than a sports bar.
a lot milder.
Yeah, and it's you're getting sweet.
Sweet.
Although the different colors taste different.
And I think they look phenomenal.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would eat this all day long.
All right.
In fact, we can finish them, right?
It's up to you.
Okay. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and Wicked Tulips, the happiest place in Rhode Island. Bye.
Bye.